Hi, welcome back to my channel, According to Kat. So what will we be making today?
Today we'll be making the nautical themed summer wreath. We'll be using driftwood, rope, and an anchor.
Also, I just want to say thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, liking and commenting. My channel has been growing so fast and I just want to thank you for that. I love doing what I'm doing. I love meeting new people who have the same passion for crafting as much as I do. And I hope to bring you many more DIYs to come. So again, thank you so much for watching, subscribing, commenting, sharing, all of those great things. I really appreciate it. Let's get on with the video.
Okay, so what supplies are we going to need for this project? The first thing you're going to need is a foam wreath from the Dollar Tree, along with some rope from the Dollar Tree. I also have some rope from the Dollar Zone, and I'm going to compare the two in a little bit. Okay, let's start attaching the rope. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the rope from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to commit to a side that I will use as the back. So I'm going to start all my rope pieces on that side. I'm just going to bring it through, wrap it around, push it as close together as I possibly can, trying not to burn myself. Because hot glue, well, gets very hot. And I burn myself a lot. Okay, now this is from the Dollar Zone. This is actually 16 feet of rope, 16.5, and these are 9.5 feet of rope from the Dollar Tree. So you get more bang for your buck at the Dollar Zone, and everything's a dollar, just like at the Dollar Tree. It is thinner, but I like it just as much, if not more, especially since you get a larger quantity. So what I decide to do, because it is a thickness issue, I decide to put the Dollar Tree rope on the top and the bottom so that I'm going to have two thick sections of my wreath. And then I will put the other thinner rope to the both sides of those thicker ropes. You'll see what I mean in a second. Again, just wrapping it around, keeping it as tight as I can. Now, where I ended, I want to start again, committing to the back. So I'm going to take my other rope from the Dollar Zone, the thinner rope, and I'm going to connect it right where the other one stopped. I'm using some glue to push some of those fibers together so it's less noticeable. And I'm using a skewer. I use those skewers for everything. Okay, at this point I'm still pushing down the rope, making sure it's tight together. Adding some more glue and wrapping around. You don't need much glue, just need a little bit here and there as you wrap around. I use some, every so often just so that I get a nice tight, that it's nice and tight together. All right, so I ended here. I am going to be using that open space for my driftwood that I got at the Dollar Zone. If you do not have driftwood, you can use wood from outside. You can use rocks. There are many things you could use in place of this. I just wanted another element on my wreath other than rope. Okay, here I'm ending my Dollar Zone rope, the thinner rope, on the other side. At this point, I want to make sure the green foam is the same length on both sides, so that's pretty even. All right, so I'm cutting the rope, ending that there, and gluing down that final piece. Okay, don't play with fire. So how many of you have seen people use flame to get away all the fuzzies on their rope or twine? I have, and I was so scared to do it. So this is my first time doing it. If you could see here, I am like, I have my cup of water next to me. I'm putting out like with my hand because I'm thinking my whole basement's going to start on fire. But it worked out great. I loved it. But again, I was really scared to do it. And then once I did it, I was fine. And it really does help. Okay, so if at first you don't succeed, here we go. I have some ribbon and I feel like that is going to cover the green on my wreath because it is a pretty strong color, and the driftwood might have spaces where it's open and I don't want that to show through. I realize that doesn't wrap very well, so I don't want that. So I'm going to try some twine, and that will cover up the space of the green. Okay, I realize that's too small. Let's go back to the ribbon. When I realized the first time the ribbon doesn't work. So problem solve. What can I do? I realized that my truffle paint from Waverly chalk paint is pretty similar in color to the rope. And I decide to paint it. I didn't know how well that foam would paint or how well it would take the paint, but it worked fine. So I gave it just one coat, a pretty thick coat. Again, I just wanted it in case there were spaces open between the driftwood. It worked out great. Just seeing if I missed any spaces going around, following through with that. All right, let's work on the anchor. So Dollar Tree sells a actually 6-piece set. I'm using my Waverly chalk paint in white, and I love that paint, and I get it at Walmart. They come with 6 pieces. So they come with 2 anchors, 2 sailboats, and 2, I guess it would be like the wheel of the boat. Yeah. So they come with 6 pieces, and I just use the anchor, one of them. All right, so right now I'm gluing on the twine as if it's the rope wrapped around the anchor. And I wanted it to stick out a little bit. I didn't want to hold it like taut to the anchor or tight to the anchor. I wanted it to kind of billow out from the anchor. So at this point, I am pulling it and wrapping it. I don't really have an idea what I'm doing at this point. I'm just kind of seeing what looks good. So I put one piece there, and as you can see how it like kind of pulls out a little bit from the anchor, and I liked how that looked. All right, so my plan is to hang it from the top. I actually put the driftwood on the bottom, so that's upside down. But my plan was to hang the anchor. Oh my gosh, look at me with the fire now. Now I'm like, yeah, I know how to do this. I don't even think I had the water nearby. Now I'm getting a little more comfortable. All right, so I decide I'm going to hang it from that ribbon. So I'm showing you here how I'm tying the ribbon to it. I'm just going to wrap it around the top of the wreath. And the reason I don't put a bow is because I'm not quite sure how I'm going to hang it yet. So I just decide to glue it to the wreath and kind of just seal the bottom. I'm going to show you here how I did that. So you can see here it's like open, so I only sealed it to there. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to hang it yet, so I didn't want to commit to anything. So I'm showing you that I like glued tight there, and I press that together like that. And I'm just leaving it like that until I decide how I'm going to hang it. All right, so this is when I'm getting too comfortable with the fire. So now I just want to like keep burning this thing. Every time I see it like a little fuzz, I'm like, oh, I got to get that. Oh, I got to get that. So now I'm a little too comfortable with it. And yeah, I don't know if that's good. Look at me. All right, so on to the driftwood. I love this driftwood from the Dollar Zone. If you do not have a Dollar Zone near you, sorry, because they have some really cool things. It's not as good as the Dollar Tree, but they have some different items that are pretty cool. This driftwood bag is big, and you can do a lot with it. So I do plan on using it for some other DIYs. And at this point, I am gluing on wherever I see that it could fit. I want the smooth pieces to be glued to the actual wreath because I want the rough, jagged edges to be up so it has more character. I like just the way that looks, and it looks a little more rustic to me. I just love the way this whole thing looked. So it's very nautical, coastal, rugged. I like it. Earthy. I like earthy items. I like to decorate with rustic decor. Probably more than even farmhouse. Like I like that rustic look. But I also like modern. So I like a little bit of everything. All right, so right now I'm trying to find out where I can glue these pieces in. Anywhere they'll fit. So I'm just kind of playing around with it. I am not going to do the back because I know I'm going to put it either flat against my wall or flat against my front door. So, and I don't want it kind of sticking away from the wall because the pieces are too thick back there. So I'm trying to cover up as much as I can from the front and the sides and leaving the back blank. All right, I'm deciding at this point how I'm going to hang it. And I really am sure I want to hang it. So I try twine. And I don't like that. And now I try this like stretchy fishing wire. Again, I don't like that either. What I'm noticing is that my anchor is kind of like sitting away from the wall and it keeps like twisting and it's almost like at an angle. So I really don't like how any of that looks. So I decide that I want to put my anchor on a different way and I'm not quite sure. So I decide, okay, what if I put it up towards where the ribbon is? And then I kind of turned it on a diagonal and I really liked the way that looked. So yeah, look I'm doing a tutorial and I decide to put the whole thing out of frame. That's brilliant. So I apologize. You can't even see what I'm doing. But all I'm doing, I will tell you, is just gluing on that anchor. Again, I apologize. Pull it down. There we go. So you can see that's just kind of tilted to the side. And again, I didn't decide how I was going to do the ribbon yet. I'll probably just take the same type of burlap ribbon and make a very simple bow at the top, nothing extravagant. Okay, so this is it. Here's the big reveal. I, right at this point, just leaned it up against my wall. I put it on one of my little side tables where I have a kind of a plant with a rope base. I did not make that. I had that, and I just put it up against there so you could see what it would look like. Again, I'm going to either hang it on my door or my wall. And I love the way it looks. I think it looks so beachy and nautical in summer, and I love it. So that's it. So remember, please like this video if you liked what you saw, and share it with anyone that would want to make something like this. And please consider subscribing if you'd like to see more videos just like this one. And I will tell you, I have an incredible nautical decor piece that I just finished and I need to upload. It might be my all-time favorite decor piece that I've made, and my husband actually agrees. It is beautiful, again, with all Dollar Tree products. So if you'd like to see that, make sure you subscribe so you get notified when I upload a new video. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye!